Has seen heavy snow and blizzards already today, along with the rest of northern England, parts of Wales, the Midlands and northern Scotland, and that really sets us up for a cold week ahead, and for some of us it's still going to be rather on the wintry side. Now, the heavy snow has come about because this Atlantic weather front came up against the very cold air sitting over the country, bringing that heavy snow to many parts of Scotland, northern England, Wales and the Midlands as we went through last night into this morning. But we're going to gradually see it getting a little bit better, coming lighter and patchier, but still some heavy drifting snow over parts of Scotland as we go through the rest of today. Very cold and raw too in those very strong southerly winds, only 2 or 3 degrees at best, a little bit milder across the Western Isles with some rain there. We'll start to see that snow becoming lighter and patchier over northern England, particularly over the hills, but it'll still be drifting in those strong winds. And even though the Midlands, Lincolnshire, much of East Anglia and the southeast of England are going to be dry, it's going to be cold and grey here. And we've lost the wintry flurries of this morning along the M4, but we've still got some splashes of rain as we move across southwestern England, southern and western Wales, still quite cold in those strong winds, and still some heavy snow for a time across northeast Wales. But the mild weather staying over Northern Ireland for the rest of the day, some splashes of rain and temperatures up to around 8 degrees. Now, that rain over western areas just nudging a little bit further eastwards as we go through this evening and tonight. Still a little bit of sleet and snow over the high ground of Scotland and northern England, but not as much as we've seen of late. But as that rain hits the frozen surfaces, we could have black ice across parts of Scotland for the morning and frost and ice elsewhere. So quite dangerous travelling conditions possible for tomorrow morning's rush hour. So how's it looking then for Monday? Well, we've still got that Atlantic frontal system over western areas. We can see the tightly packed isobars indicating some strong winds, and still we've got the cold continental air over more southern and eastern areas. So the rain is going to make its way in across parts of Scotland, but you can still see as it encounters that cold air once again over the highlands, it is going to turn readily to snow. Also over the southern uplands too, milder and wetter out to the west, but still very cold air down towards southern and eastern England. Despite a lot of dry weather, there'll still be a lot of cloud around. Now, Monday night, as this Atlantic frontal system makes its way further eastwards, we could see a spell of snow for a time over northern England in towards southeast Scotland before it clears away during the day on Tuesday. So still some atrocious travelling conditions, really quite miserable out there. A lot of cloud across the country on Tuesday, some bits and pieces of rain coming in from the west, but you can still see it's going to be very chilly in those strong winds over eastern areas, only 3 degrees at best. Now, on Wednesday, we've lost that frontal system. The area of high pressure really dominating the weather, bringing the winds in from the east or northeast. And as it travels over the North Sea, it's going to start piling some cloud in over eastern Scotland, eastern and central England. And yes, you've guessed it, we are going to see some sleet and snow flurries. Very, very cold too down that eastern coast, only around 3 or 4 degrees, a little bit less cold out towards the west. Now, through Wednesday into Thursday, we can see this cold front coming in from southern Scandinavia, and that is going to bring us thicker cloud across the North Sea, and we're going to see more in the way of snow showers, particularly through eastern and northern Scotland, through northern and eastern England. We could see several centimetres, and again drifting in the high winds. It's going to be bitterly cold here, less cold out towards the west, where we'll see the best of the dry and bright weather. That's how it's looking this week.